Hello everyone, welcome back to Sister Business.
Hello.
So we thought we'd do a little catch up about our week before we get going into any kind of subject matter. So Amy, you've had a really good week, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been okay actually. It's been quite good. It's been very varied. I think this is the first time in ages that I've managed to do my 10,000 steps every day so far this week. I know we're only on, we're only sort of halfway through, but yeah, so I found this really lovely park near where I live in Hatfield, and it's called Ellenbrook Fields. Don't know if you've heard of it.
Don't think so.
It's literally like a 5-minute walk from my house, so I've just been walking around that. It's like a big walking route. So yeah, I've just been sort of walking there on my dinners every day, try and get some exercise and keep me going. But yeah, I mean, I've had quite a good week. I've had quite a lot of orders this week, which is good, which means that obviously the face masks, face coverings are coming back again, because obviously people are going to need them because everything's opening, and we're kind of presuming that you're going to need to wear a face covering, and why not pick one of my beautiful face masks instead of the
absolutely
medical ones?
Instead of a medical one, if you can wear one in style.
Yeah, exactly, a nice one. So I've been kind of looking at that. I've been making them. Obviously we're going to organise our spring summer kind of photo shoot that we've got next week. That should be nice. Get some of my summery styles photographed. And I've also been I'm sort of near the end now of something that I've been doing called hashtag March Meet the Maker. So I heard about it. I only heard about it about 2 weeks ago from a lady that's volunteering to help me with my social media kind of strategies, and she mentioned it, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So it's basically it's kind of prompts. So you have your daily prompts on, let me get I can't remember the website, let me find them. I think it's literally just marchmeetthemaker.com. So I went on that and had a look, and it did start at the beginning of March, and it's basically for small businesses and like crafts. So each day, apart from weekends, has a topic, and you post something relating to that topic. So, for example, today is starting point. So then it's interesting because obviously if you use that hashtag, you can follow other local makers that are doing the same thing. So I've had some fun doing that, making videos for it. Some of it I've felt that I didn't really want to put out there, because I kind of want to keep the element of surprise with my masks and stuff. So like one of them was about packaging and how you package it, and like showing, a lot of people were showing packing the orders. And I kind of like doing that, but then I thought, well, I kind of want to keep it a little bit special for the customer. And I thought, if I show everyone how I keep doing everything, then it's not special anymore, is it? You get it and you know what it's going to look like. Whereas I'd rather you got it and you opened it and you didn't know, you're like, oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I've not done them all. I've chose to sort of pick and choose really, and not post every day. But that's been quite fun. So yeah, I've been doing that since last week. And just cracking on. I've obviously, I think we spoke a while ago, or a few weeks ago, that I was doing that fashion entrepreneur coaching course. So I've been doing that as well. And we've gone through, I think last time we spoke, we were going through values for yourself and your brand. So I've still been going through that, and I've been working on my customer avatar.
Amazing.
So it's been fun. It's been kind of looking at, rather than it just being a small business with sort of no focus and maybe trying to cater to every single person, that doesn't really work. You need to kind of niche down into who it is that you want to target. So yeah, I've been looking into that and really focusing down, and my mentor actually told me that I can design for me, and all through university I was told, you're not your customer, don't design for you.
Right.
So when she said that, it seems to have really helped me and kind of brought me out of like my shell a little bit, and now I've got quite a lot of ideas that I didn't have.
Yeah.
So it's been quite a productive week, and
Amazing.
yeah, how about you?
Mine's been productive too, actually. My friend George, who was on the podcast a
Oh
couple
yeah.
of weeks ago, she's been doing a vocal boot camp every Saturday.
Oh right.
Which I think the last one is actually this Saturday. So it's been like a 4-week kind of vocal boot camp. And each week there's been a different genre that we've been looking at. So we did classical on Saturday, which was
Ooh.
really cool, really great to see loads of creative people, because it's not just musical theatre performers, you know, there's people of all ages, people, you know, in their 30s, 40s, 20s, which is really
Yeah.
lovely just to see them all come together. I said 40s, I don't actually know if anyone's in their 40s.
Never mind.
That was a broad statement, but yeah, there's people of different ages and backgrounds and experiences. So singing, I sang on that, which was really cool. Worked with George, and got to do a Q&A with an opera singer, which was
Oh
also
wow.
really cool, because opera is something that I have slowly been crossing over to in my own career. So on the ship, um, yeah, I used to get a lot of requests for opera, and I used to literally just feel like I was winging it. You know, I used to think I'm just making a noise that I think an opera singer would make. Um, Honestly,
Just
I would literally
up
go on stage and
there,
just
the
be like,
back.
"Ooh." Yeah, that sounds like opera. But the feedback I got from it was like people telling me you should just be an opera singer. You suck at everything
Oh wow.
else.
Oh my gosh.
um,
That's really good though, that they're kind of pushing you.
yeah, so that was really interesting to speak to her and pick her brain a little bit, because she is kind of the opposite. She's always been a classical singer, and even when she's tried to touch into musical theatre and pop, that classical tone has always been there. So she said she struggles with belting, because she has such an opera setup. So it's really interesting just to hear someone who is singing professionally in opera, you know, to hear
Mm.
the way that they sing, and she was commenting on the speaking voice, and how, you know, I preach about this a lot, about how your speaking voice is really important to singing, because if you're speaking and
Yeah.
you're straining your throat every day and it's not supported and it's unhealthy, then you're not going to have a healthy singing voice.
Mm.
So that's been cool. Also, one of my students, I don't know if we spoke about this last week, has had a voice reel recorded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I basically kind of suggested for him, and then I found one of my friends who records the voice reels, and we set it up and we chose the songs that I think would suit him best. And he sent that back to me, and it sounds amazing. So if he's listening, I'm very proud, and you
Oh.
know, amazing things are going to come. And he has a place at GSA, which is the drama school I trained at. Very exciting.
Mm.
Another one of my
Oh, nice.
students, it's mainly been like student success. Yeah, I've been putting a lot of my energy into other people. So another one of my students,
Okay.
he wrote a song, and basically he always in the past would just say it fleetingly and be like, "Oh, I wrote something," and I was really interested because I could hear that he was really good and that he had a real knack for lyrics.
Okay.
And I said, you should do something with these songs. Like, let's actually, you know, take it somewhere. Um, and he's having singing lessons with me and has been now for a year. And he doesn't yet feel confident enough for his own voice to be on the song. So that's our next aim. But for this song, I was like, I'll sing it for you, and let's just,
Mm.
you know, send it to people, and you know, make something that you're really proud of, and then you can see all of the potential that you have. So we
Yeah.
recorded the song, We sent it to a like a new writing festival, and they've basically said that there's going to be 2 online festivals happening this year that they'd love to feature the song in,
Ooh.
which is amazing. So, and he himself has just, after we did it, he was like, I've written another song, and I sent it off to my friend Alex, does all of the backing tracks for him. He was like, I sent it to Alex, and he's in the process of making me a second backing track. And he's basically said he wants to have an EP by the end of the year. And it's
wow.
brilliant. You know,
That's well exciting.
yeah, it's gone from him,
Mm.
you know, just writing for the hell of it and then sending me the odd thing because I was pressing him to send it to me and, you know, show me everything that you're writing, to actually saying, right, well, now the next step is an EP and I want to sing myself in it. So, you know, we've really been working on him finding his own voice, and it's just been a really productive couple of weeks of teaching, to be honest. It's been really
That's good.
rewarding. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And then
Sounds
aside from
exciting.
that, I've been doing a lot of fitness,
Mm.
lots of stretching. I was speaking to my friend yesterday, actually. This might interest you. My
Mm.
friend is, I have a friend who's going to the Olympics this year.
Oh,
He
wow.
is he's a whitewater rafter, and he's taken a course on, oh, what's the word? What's the word? Everything that's to do with like your brain. Oh, what is it? Anyway, it's
Mindfulness? Oh.
no, it's about how, oh, neuroscience, like yeah,
Oh, yeah.
neurology.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and he's basically been taking a course on how the brain is so intricate that there could be something, you could be having back pain. This is exactly what he said to me. He said you could be having back pain and it could be down to something like your teeth being unaligned, and then there's tension in your jaw and it sends the shooting pain down into your back, and basically just
Okay.
how we're so complex that there could be things in our bodies that are completely, you know, we feel and experience the sensation and the pain elsewhere,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
really
that's interesting. Because I've heard quite a lot of stuff. It's like a lot of your gut area, like a lot of that can affect like parts of your body as well.
yeah,
That's quite
yeah,
interesting.
that's very true. And he was saying how the human body is capable of way more than we think, but we have like natural survival limitations. So for example, our arms have a lot more push in them than we think, but if we use the full force, we dislocate our shoulders or we'd dislocate
Oh,
our joints. So our body, like,
yeah,
our body has that like measurement in place to stop us from
right.
going further than is going to cause us damage, which I thought was so cool. Like,
Okay.
imagine
Yeah,
how
that's
strong
interesting.
we must be and how much
Yeah.
force we have in us, that we're
Oh,
capable of,
wow.
you know, we have that inner strength, but our body has that like mechanism to stop before it
Yeah.
gets, which is crazy. I guess that's why you hear stories about like when we get adrenaline rushes, people have been known to have crazy superhuman strength, because that, like,
Yeah.
that brain's safety mechanism switch gets turned off because there's more pressing things that matter.
Yeah, like your fight or flight kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah. Interesting.
yeah, so that was
Mm.
a cool conversation. So I've been it made me think about my own flexibility. And it made me think,
Right.
I bet we'd be more flexible if it weren't for like our joints. You know, because we have like, our joints might be like a ball, what are they, like a ball joint where it like
Oh, no idea.
well, our muscles have the flexibility to stretch way further, but it's our joints don't have that like movement, otherwise they
Oh,
break,
okay. Yeah.
which I just thought,
That's not good.
I guess also that's why babies are so flex. Have you noticed that babies are really, really ridiculously flexible?
No.
Yeah, like if you see a
Oh.
baby, you could put that baby in the splits and it wouldn't bat an eye, like it would just, yeah, like babies really,
See, I can kind of relate to like cats and how flexible they are, but not babies.
yeah. Well, yeah, I think
So
cats
like,
have
sorry,
flexible. Go on.
yeah, like my internet's really bad as well, so you keep going off.
Oh,
But yeah, no, like cats, they're so flexible. You wouldn't even think they have a bone in the body, though, would you? Because like Belle, when she sort of like puts her leg over her head, and she's like looking
yeah,
at the floor, and she's got a, oh, I don't even know what
yeah,
she does.
yeah,
She looks
yeah.
demented.
There's something about a cat's spine, isn't there? That's I can't remember how their bones are, but yeah, maybe
I
George would
think
know.
yeah, George will probably know the full breakdown of the body.
Yeah, the breakdown. But I know for a fact that babies are flexible because their bones haven't hardened yet.
Right.
So they're still their bones and their joints are still supple. That's why they're so bendy.
Oh, well, next time, I have a baby around, I'll try and put it in the split.
Try and pull its leg up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gently,
They're
of
like, oh
course.
yeah, Ashton told me you were flexible. Look at that.
Yeah. So that's been quite interesting. So I've been applying that to like when I exercise now, in my mind I'm like, you're stronger than you think.
Oh my God. Don't dislocate your shoulders are out, And I know that'll be bad.
Oh gosh. But yeah, I've been putting a lot of energy this week into outdoor exercise again now that the weather's nice. Um
Yeah. Yeah.
Outdoor. I've been skipping on the skipping rope.
Okay.
That's been fun. And Georgia
Why
bought
not?
yeah. Georgia bought mum a hula hoop, so I've been hula hooping as well.
Oh yeah, has Mum had a go at that yet?
No, I don't think so. I've never seen her in it.
Oh,
But yeah,
oh, that's so funny.
yeah.
Oh.
So that's it really. What else has been going on with you? You're doing 100, are you still doing the 100-day challenge?
Well, I started it and I've done about 3 days of it. So it was basically like the good thing about that though is that you're not restricted. So it's not like you have to do it every single day for 100 days, this like creative thing, whatever you do. And the
Right,
good thing about it is that it can literally be any time. So you can be creative for any day between even like a minimum of 5 minutes.
right.
So I kind of used it to just spur myself on a little bit. But I've noticed that I don't need it because I'm actually being creative every day anyway, in different ways.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was doing too much because obviously I've got the March Meet the Maker on. I've got like the graphic design course I'm studying, and I've got the textiles course I'm studying, and then I've got the fashion entrepreneur one. So I thought maybe I'll not give myself the extra pressure, but
Yeah.
when I was kind of thinking of, well, I've not posted it on Instagram, but even when I was walking around the park yesterday, like I was just had like my music on, doing a brisk walk, I stopped and took pictures of like the blossom trees and
Oh,
like got some really cool images that I've not put on Instagram yet, but
yeah.
like I photographed them from literally as they're growing. So the little green buds. So I got
Yeah.
loads of pictures of them for stood there for ages. And then I actually saw one that had blossomed. So I just went over to it and started photographing it. So even like I'm doing that without realizing. So I'm actually doing the creative. It's just that I'm not telling the world that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Um,
Right, right.
and I've been out and got some more fabric and got quite a lot of ideas. But yeah, it's not. I mean, today's not too bad. Obviously, I started on the downer with the poor fish dying, so
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
high energy
Amy's fish
today.
died
I
everywhere.
know. I
Oh,
know, it's so sad. And he was ill for a few days, and like me and Matt have been buying him loads of like stuff to help it get better. And
mm.
then I think we just woke up this morning, apparently he got stuck under a little rock. So he
Oh,
died and he couldn't breathe.
oh,
So it was a very sad day.
that's so sad.
So I'm just sort of cracking on today, getting orders made, just keeping the music on to just sort of keep
Yeah.
me going. And I'm gonna go for a walk again around 12.
Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
so I'm gonna make sure I get my steps in.
Yeah, yeah, good.
Um, but I've not really been up to that
Lovely.
much. Well, I have, but I haven't at the same time. Oh, and it's mine and Matt's 13-year anniversary tomorrow.
That's crazy.
So
13
13
years.
years. I know. That's not
Wow.
marriage though. That's just we've been together that long.
Yeah, but
So
still.
um yeah, I know it's crazy. So he's booked it off work, and I went out yesterday to St Albans and bought him loads of like really cool stuff because I'm gonna make him like one of like the hampers. Whispering
Yeah.
one of them. that you mean. So
Listen.
I've well, they can't hear me. So yeah, I'm gonna make him one of them.
Oh, that's
And
so
yeah,
sweet.
that's it really. There's not really much else going on at the minute. I'm hoping to kind of get some more designs done and get them out on Instagram and just get just basically I've been told that I need to focus. So
Right.
so
It
so I
sounds
have
like
my
you. It
mentor
sounds
last
like you
night.
are though. It sounds like you're way more focused than, for example, 3-4 weeks ago.
I feel better. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's the stuff going on that's helping me, but like, I've had a lot more ideas, and I think it was that thought of going all the way through uni and being told you're not your customer was really hard. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, who the hell is it? And then I kind of just sort of been doing that, and then I said to her like, I know who my customer is because it's essentially me,
Yeah.
but like kind of a little bit more out there.
Yeah.
So I wanted my brand to like be really like, you come to me because you want to be unique and you want to be you, and you don't want to like fit into the norm. You're not going to be the next Kim Kardashian because I ain't going there. I don't like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not into that style. Don't get me started. But
Yeah.
like when I said to her like I've got this idea of my customer and I can see them all the way through the day. So I said, I know what they're going to wear to bed. I know what they're going to wear when they get up and all these
Yeah.
different occasions. And she was just like, okay. She was like, well, maybe when you've got a huge team of people, you can kind of start doing that. But she said, for now, pick something. So this is probably some good advice really for anyone that's listening and
Yeah.
thinking about going into fashion.
Yeah.
So she sort of said to her like, well, I want to do day wear and evening wear. And she was like, but you can't really do both. You need to kind of pick one.
Right.
And I was a bit like, oh. So she said you can do a hybrid. So you could do like day meets evening. So I've kind of come to the conclusion that I think I'm going to start with evening. But I was thinking I want to do evening as if you're going to go out for a meal.
Okay.
Because evening can be different, can't it? It can be I'm gonna just go out to a club, or like I'm gonna go out and drink and that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not eating. Because then I was thinking about the practicalities of what you wear to the pub or like to the club and to a dinner. And like when I go out to a dinner, I don't want to be in like a tight dress that's
No.
really like tight around my stomach and just uncomfortable. So I'm trying to think along them lines of like if that'll help me focus the designs a little bit more. Because I really want to make like really nice fitted stuff, like lingerie inspired, sort of like really fitted tops and nice pencil skirts. But then I'm thinking, well, where are they gonna it's like, well, when are they gonna wear it? And do people tend to spend more money on clothes to go out for meals? I think they do, as opposed to, I think it's more like younger people now that'll buy to go out purely to, for example, the slug and lace. Like, I think they're going to be younger people, and I think they'll just go to Boohoo and buy a throwaway £5 dress and just shove that on. Whereas, like, I want something that people are going to invest in that's high quality, and I think it's going to be an older market. So it may be like my age, like 30 plus.
Women in their 30s, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like
I think women my age. But it depends on your income and it depends on your job.
Yeah. Exactly, and where you live. And because I was just thinking like, well, where we live, like sort of St Albans, Hatfield, I would dress up if I go into London. So I'd dress up, but I'd dress up differently through the day as opposed to through the evening. But if I was to go purely for a meal, then I think I would dress up properly, but not to the extent where maybe I'm wearing really high heels and I've got a tight dress on. That would just be like a Saturday night out. Right. So I'm trying to think along them lines of like what people would wear that's comfy. And I'm coming up with, because as well, when you get older, you're not quite as fit and, like as as
You've lost your baby flexibility.
yeah, basically, yeah. You've not got your baby flexibility. You maybe put on a bit of weight.
Right, yeah.
No, I'm trying to think.
You're too
Okay,
skinny, your
so
backache.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You're just old, but no,
Right, yeah.
no, not really. No, but like I was just thinking like of what I would want to wear because I'm at a point in my life where um I've always been quite slim and tiny, and now I'm not. I'm still small, but I'm my biggest that I've ever been. So I was
Okay.
thinking like one of the areas that I'd want to hide is like my stomach and my thighs and that's it really, just my stomach. And then I was thinking, well, if I'm going out for a meal, my stomach's going to expand
Yeah.
anyway. So I was thinking that I'm going to go for some kind of more floaty type top designs to start with.
Yeah.
Because Amenta said again, she said, I'm doing well with starting the brand small. So she said, you know, start it small, start with accessories. So she said, you've done the face coverings. So she said maybe next she would look at introducing another accessory. So I was like, oh, okay, so I'll have to have a look into that. She said about collars, but I'm not really a collar kind of girl.
Yeah.
So my audience, I'm not going to go with collars, but I was thinking maybe little bags, a little clutch bag, or you know something nice that I can make evening / going out for a meal.
Yeah.
So she was saying do that, and then start introducing garments slowly. So maybe pick a top, and then design maybe a few tops, shove them on the website, and see how that goes. And then instead of like making a huge collection of like.
Right.
So just slowly introduce pieces. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. So once I've made these orders, I'm gonna start looking at my next accessory then. And I'm still pondering making pouches, for these face masks. I can't decide.
Right. Okay.
So that's all going on in my brain. So yeah,
Well, that would be really quick and easy to do, wouldn't it? The pouch.
I think so.
You just
So yeah, and I could make them match, like you could get like a glittery pink one, or like
cool.
nice ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with that.
That would be cool. Because even my masks that I have from you, they just end up being stuffed into my coat pockets.
Yeah, mine
I have
do.
about
Mine do.
like I know now that I'll never be without a mask because I put whatever coat I have on. I reach into the pockets and there's about 5 masks in there.
Yeah,
Like,
mine are like that. Yeah, I've got one in the car as well for emergency.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
So
and
a
then
little pouch, I think, would keep it safer. Because there was one time, I think I told you about this, where I reached into my pocket and one of my masks was gone. And me and Mum had to like retrace our steps, and we were in a car park, and we had to go all the way back down like this high street and to Sainsbury's, and the mask was just outside Sainsbury's on the floor, so it must have come out as I'd brought my hand out of my pocket.
Right.
So
yeah.
Would have protected it from being on the floor, which is
yeah. And even you can just keep them in your bag, can't you, with a spray?
Yeah, with the spray. Yeah,
with the spray. Yeah, get the spray.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's just sort of mellow, bit of a mellow week. Chill out. Go for a walk.
Mourn the fish.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad today.
Right. They just have such short, precious lives, don't they?
They do. It's I know, it's traumatic every time they die. It's like, oh God.
Yeah. Aww. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time in nature this week, actually, like switching off from my phone. I haven't really posted a lot on social media. And when I do go out for a walk, I'm trying to get my mind to just be like completely present. So it's been
that's
really
good.
nice. Yeah, like taking sounds, and there's a big park near me that has loads of like huge lakes. So and like just looking at ducks, and there was one duck that was like, it made me laugh because it was really little, and the current of this like river was going one way, but the duck was facing the other way, but it was getting carried dead fast.
That's so cute. You should videoed it.
And I was thinking, is it trying to go the opposite way and it's not strong enough, and the current, it was honestly going so fast, it was like it was on a water ride.
Maybe it liked it.
Yeah, that's
It was
what I was
like,
thinking. And it just really made me laugh because it was just chilling going backwards at like, I don't know how many miles an hour.
so then I had a resident squirrel just stood on the top of the shed, not moving for like 10 minutes, just like stiff as a board. I was like, oh my god, it's just stood up, it's watching us. They're so scared.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's nice though. It's so nice to just, to appreciate everything that's around you and switch off for a bit. I think also it's been the anniversary this week, hasn't it, of lockdown last year. It's been like the 1 year. And that for me was like, and I heard news about Viking. I won't like share too much just yet because it's all a bit uncertain still. But I heard news about my cruise ship. And after I got the email, because it's been announced that they're doing cruises around the UK, and then hopefully there'll be cruises starting in June and July. I got the email and I just started crying.
Oh, why? Just happy.
It was a mixture, because if you think about it, this time last year, I was in exactly the same position. So this time last year, the company had said, we expect to be back in June. And it was like, whoa, it's a year on. I mean, it's like deja vu. I'm in exactly the same position. I'm waiting for a job in June. And it was like a rush of emotions of everything that this year has just been, and how emotionally draining and taxing. And, you know, it was a lot. It was really overwhelming, actually.
Oh.
So, yeah. And then, like, the thought of life being what it used to be, like, I just was so in love with my life. my job and the reality of traveling, and, you know, I'm grateful now for what I've built and for teaching and all of that. But I think it just made me really emotional, like the thought of things going back to the way they used to be, maybe.
Yeah, it is strange. I can't imagine it now. It's bizarre, like just going out and like being normal. I still think I'm going to be scared of like being near people for a good while. Especially if someone comes around with like a cold and you're like, oh my gosh.
yeah, that's it. It's very strange. But I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But also it's a good opportunity. I mean, you're the same, like, to look back on the year, and we spoke about this in our first episode, but to just look at, despite the circumstances and despite, you know, a lot of people's mental health has been compromised, a lot of people have lost family members, you know, despite all of that sadness and confusion, we've survived it. You know, we're hopefully at the other end, and we've not only survived, but we've created, and we've been proactive, and we have businesses now to
exactly. And I never kind of thought like in my lifetime that I'd live through anything like we have. So like you think about like people, I mean, the World War II was only so many years ago. And then it's like, oh, that we're never going to live through anything like that. But then we've lived through this huge pandemic as well. I know it's not as bad as World War II, but, you know, we've got our own thing that we've lived through.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then in amongst that, there's been the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, and there's been a new president, and there's been like just all of this craziness.
Crazy. I know.
It's like, like world-changing events that have been happening alongside the pandemic.
Yeah, very strange.
So yes, it's been for me a very reflective week. I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of trying not to think, a lot of going out and trying to switch off and just be grateful and be present. So I'm gonna try and continue that today. I'm gonna do the same as you. I'm gonna go out and do an outdoor workout, get a little bit of nature, and
should be good. I'm gonna hope. Well, to be honest, I have the biggest greyest cloud above I'm gonna try and go out and hope for the best. If not, I'll maybe do a Zumba. I'm still recovering from this vaccine, to be honest. I mean, my arm's not too bad, but it's just I'm still getting really tired, you know, easily. So I was in bed at like 8:30 last night because I was so tired.
Oh, bless you.
No, never mind.
At least you've had it. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll probably have to have it at some point. I can't imagine they'd let us go on a cruise ship without being vaccinated.
No, you'll need it.
So yeah, we'll see. But
All
yeah.
right.
Oh, I think this has been good. It's been good to just catch up and talk about what we're doing and where we're at.
Yeah, I think so. And then we'll kind of make a plan going forward as well.
Yeah, and we need to figure out who our next guest is going to be because we're nearly at the start of
Oh, yeah, we
April.
do. Oh,
So
have a think.
yeah. Right. Oh, I just had a call from I think it was Universal Credit. Oops.
Oh God.
Right, let's wrap this up then because I have a date with Universal Credit. How exciting!
It'll be exciting for you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into this podcast. We hope that you've enjoyed listening and learning a little bit about our everyday lives and what we're up to.
Yep. And then hopefully we'll be a bit more high energy next week. Unless any more fish die, then you know.
Oh yeah, let's pray that doesn't happen. Let's pray for Amy's fish, everybody.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
and for
fish
the other ones that are alone now in the tank.
No, there's only snails. Like literally, the snails are our babies. So there's about 27 snails in there. These tiny little things that are like small as like a needle prick.
Yeah.
Seriously.
As if. So that's
yeah, it's so cute.
Oh.
But yeah, see you next week.
Big shout out to the needle prick snails. All right, guys. Well, have a lovely week. Be happy, be safe, be mindful. Take some time out for yourselves and
enjoy the sun. It's meant to be sunny.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice week this next week, so enjoy that. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.